Red Island from 2018. What if the Blair Witch Project wasn't found footage and it sucked? Red Island. Yuck. Theme song.
Colin's Reviews! Colin's Reviews!
If you want to watch Red Island, and you really shouldn't, check the link in the description. So this movie's pretty terrible. Almost put it in an episode of Movies Too Bad to Review, but there were a couple things that were interesting about it. So the movie is like 90% scenes of a couple wandering around and hiking in the woods and basically just having interactions. And sometimes they're having fun. Sometimes they're kind of like mad at each other. You can get the idea that their relationship is a little rocky. Like I said, it's really similar to the Blair Witch Project, except at least in that there's like tension. There's the idea we know that there's supposed to be a ghost or something out there and the tension builds. This one, we're not really told like anything else is going on until like halfway through. So I will say that the filmmaker seemed a lot more interested in exploring the dynamics of this couple than they are in scaring the audience. And speaking of the filmmaker, let's talk about that. The filmmaker goes by the name Lux. And in his IMDb bio, I'm going to read from it. Lux is an award-winning cinematographer and director. Began his journey as a still photographer. He developed a deep passion for filmmaking while passing by a movie set after a gig with his rock band. It's really important that we know that he was in a rock band. Lux is now involved in film financing and production and serves as an investor and advisor for various tech startups and blockchain projects within the entertainment industry. So yeah, no, thank you. So I will say that we do sort of get the hint early on that something has happened to the woman. We get the idea that she's probably dead. And because we see the guy like in this black room, we get the idea that maybe he's being interrogated or something.
Why don't you tell me what happened a week before that trip?
And of course, we suspect that he did it because it's always the boyfriend, the husband, whatever, right? Also early on, we learned that he's lying about something. He's lying about his satellite phone not working. And I will say, this is one of the good parts. The movie does a good job of making you think he's taking her out there to kill her or something. But on the other hand, and I'm going to spoil this movie because you should never watch it. Once you learn why he's out there, it's still not clear why he's so secretive. And it isn't until 30 minutes in when we learn out why he's there. Because basically we have a lot of vignettes and then we've cut back to either him being interviewed, or in this case, we see that he is apparently running an art gallery that's failing. And in order to get money, he has some rich foreigner, or I think is Russian maybe, who collects stolen antiquities. Now, how he got connected with this person, I have no idea. And the foreigner is paying him to steal this supposedly cursed, like, it's not quite a mask. It's about the size of a tombstone. Now, why is he keeping all that secret? Maybe it's because he has bad communication skills. I don't know. It's his pride. But he also is still paying an assistant, apparently, because the guy he's lying about not being able to call on the phone, he's like, oh, it's because you paid me. And I'm like, what? How? Why don't you fire them? That would be a good way to save some money. And why is he lying about the sat phone not working? The assistant even calls him out on it. I mean,
I want to make sure you don't call because I had to lie to her that this phone has no signal.
Oh, why would you say that?
It's my only excuse to get away, to try and get a signal to make a call. Do I really have to spell this out?
If he didn't want to get calls, he could turn it off. Some of the scenes are these kind of nice slice of life things. I like the one where the girlfriend, wife, whatever, she thinks it's kind of neat that this rock is held up by like one single rock.
Look at this. This whole thing is just resting on this rock, this one little rock.
But then, like, also, it's kind of like she seems to be going a little crazy, but it's kind of hard to tell. At one point, she like runs away, and like she disappears in the middle of the night, and he finds her, and she's got a cut, and he's like, "Oh, we need to take you to the hospital in the morning." But then she's like, "Nah, I'm fine." And then they have sex, and next day he's like, whatevs. I guess the wound doesn't matter that much. And as the film goes on, more and more of it takes place at night, and it's dark as fuck. You can't see anything. And then like it ends in some really stupid, bad CGI monster. It's bad, and they should not. It's not a good movie. So I'm gonna give Red Island 3 thumbs down. The woods aren't scary, and I don't like the people, and it is too dark.